Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Med Talk, and today I have one of my oldest friends. I've been knowing her since 6th grade, and she's a medical assistant, and she is planning on going to nursing school. So say hi, Wendy.
Hi guys.
We're just gonna ask her questions about how her life is going and what she did before and what she's gonna do later on. Yeah, okay. Okay, so what made you go into the medical field?
Well, my aunt is an OBGYN, as I've said before in my YouTube videos. So she's an OBGYN in Mexico, so she started off as a nurse, so I think that's what drove me to start my what's it called? ¿Cómo se dice? My interest in nursing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And well, my mom had cancers before, so yeah, so that's another major reason why I wanted to also do something in the medical field.
Does she still have cancer?
No, she had breast cancer before, but now she doesn't. She went into remission. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I don't know. She went into remission, so she's been good. That happened like 6th grade.
Really?
Yes.
When I met you?
I don't know. I know, but I know like it was leaving 6th grade going to 7th. And I remember we used to go to soccer practice. I don't know if you still went. But I used to go to soccer practice, and then even the coach would get mad because I would never really go to soccer practice or the games. And he took me out. He took me to the team, but I don't want to tell him why. So yeah, that happened. It all happened back then in elementary school.
I didn't even know that was
Yeah.
That's so sad. Sorry, we're just like hella gossipy. But but since she went to so she's a medical assistant, what did you have to do to become a medical assistant? Because I had to know since I'm gonna do it.
So I basically started at a community college. It's so weird because I would have thought that being a medical assistant you needed more like prereqs, like nursing kind of. But when I applied, well, you didn't even have to apply. You literally just signed up for the medical assistant classes, and then you don't need prereqs unless you are gonna do the associates. And I used the certificate, so I didn't really need much. I literally just went to a counselor and they gave me like all the medical assistant classes that I needed, and I signed up for them because it's like per semester. So I started fall semester and you could graduate spring semester around May. So I did that, and I signed up for all the ¿cómo se llama? For all the fall classes. And then if you pass your fall classes, that's how you'll have access to sign up for your spring semester classes, and a lot of people didn't pass.
Really?
It's pretty sad.
So it's hard.
No, like I don't know, like a lot of people just I guess realized in the middle okay it wasn't for them. And a lot of so the medical assistant classes is like 5 classes per semester, so in total like 10 classes. Each class is either like a 3-unit class, 4-unit class, 2-unit class. The one that a lot of people failed the most was the I don't think it's called pharmacology, but it's like the one where you do medication calculations. That's the one a lot of people didn't pass.
I feel like it's hard, right?
I didn't think it was basic math. I just don't understand. Like, okay, there was this one girl who did it, that was like her 3rd time trying. And if you can't pass that class, you can't pass to any of the other spring classes. But I don't really understand. It's not really hard because it's just literally basic math. I don't know.
But there's like a set like formula, right?
Yes.
And you just apply it to every medication.
Because for like kid medications, you have to, if it's in kilograms, you have to, if it's in pounds, you have to convert it into kilograms. But I think the reason why a lot of people didn't pass that class is because she didn't really allow calculator. I don't even know how the fuck I passed that class.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to like do math without calculator.
Because she didn't allow calculators. So I don't even know how I passed because I'm not the best at math. People know it. So yeah, but it's not really hard. It's just, I don't know. It was pretty easy to me. And also like learning the suffixes. Like once you get into your medical, you'll understand. But there's like suffixes. Like you have to understand like how can I explain, like inflammation, like itis. That's the word for it. Yeah, there's like prefix, suffix, and root word. All that. You're gonna learn all that. And actually have some good medical system books in you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I do know what you're talking about. I see my like on Instagram on the medical pages, so like show you like cheat sheets. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's not hard, but yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I don't know if that answers your question.
Oh no, more than enough. I feel like you went and talked about a lot of other stuff. What was your favorite thing when you did medical assistant? Well, when you were learning in school.
The clinical side of it, I really hated like in your medical assistant program, you'll most likely have to go through like learning the electronic health system. Like that was really boring because it's like a lot of like regulations, rules, learning all of that, like learning about HIPAA and all that. It's important.
I hated that.
It's really important, but it's so boring.
Yeah.
Like learning the electronic health system is so boring. But my most what is it called? The most thing, the funnest I think part was like doing like when you get to inject each other, check blood pressure with each other.
I don't know how I feel about.
I only did blood twice. I didn't really have a lot of practice with that, so I'm not comfortable doing that. But like doing EKGs, blood pressure, and injections, I love clinical. Even at work right now, dude, I love rooming, like bringing in the patients, interacting with the patients. But anything that has to do like with faxes and messages at work, I'm like, I leave it like till the last if possible.
So when you were practicing like injecting, did you have to like learn all the different levels of like? Was that hard? Cause I always see it like on like Instagram, like there's like the 45, and I'm always like, how the fuck am I ever gonna get it to like an angle like that? Do they teach you like tricks?
Yeah, in school, like they'll teach you like a way to like hold the needle, the syringe, yeah, in a way where you could kind of like visualize the angle. Oh, really? Like 90 degrees, you just have to know that it's straight. And then for the intradermal, which goes right here, like you know, has to be 20 and stuff. Yeah, they teach you all of that. And I'm pretty comfortable with that at work because I practice it too.
Yeah. The blood thing is so weird because like when I think about it, I'm like, because when they took out Luna's blood, when they took out Luna's blood, her vein was super tiny, and she like poked something, and I didn't even think it was the vein, but blood came out.
Oh my god!
And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
When I did it, dude, honestly, I just put in the needle. I didn't know when we did it in class. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. It's so hard. I don't know how phlebotomists do it.
I was scared that someone's gonna poke my vein.
It's just so hard to bleed out. Cause okay, you have to like palpitate for the vein, but then you can't go too deep because then you'll be going into the artery or something like that. I don't know. It's really weird. So I just literally just poked it and hoped I got something, and I did. But I think that's what I'm gonna need more practice on if I ever go to like nursing.
Yeah, I think you do.
Cause girl, I think the venipuncture is the hardest. It's just taking out blood.
Yeah, because if you're a nurse, you have to do all that shit.
Cause girl, that's hard. Veins are hard.
And you have to do like all the other crazy ass. Oh god.
So yeah.
Okay, so Wendy is a medical assistant right now, but she plans into going to school. Sorry, you were.
Yeah.
We were just talking about. Anyways, so she wants to become a nurse. What else do you plan to do? Well, explain to my audience.
Yeah, so after nurse, I want to become a registered nurse, and of course, if possible, do the BSN versus doing the ASN, which is the associate's degree. I want to go straight into bachelor's. And then after that, in the near future, NP, which will be the end goal, which is nurse practitioner. Which is what I'm telling Marlene she should try.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Just go with the flow.
If I can't make it for a doctor, maybe NPs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like all the NPs on my clinic. I feel like they're smarter than the MDs, dude.
And like the NPs what I see will spend more time with you and like go thoroughly, because like doctors, MDs, they're more busy. Because I don't know, like a lot of people don't like MPs on my job. And they have a lot of like insurance problems. Like a lot of insurance don't cover them.
Oh really?
I don't know why. Like
That's sad.
and like my MP is really, the MP that I work with is really, really knowledgeable. Like dude, she is what I want to be.
They seem like they have like a more of a holistic approach than like MD.
And I think they're more humble too, because most of them start off as RNs.
Yeah.
And they know, like how to, like RNs are like the people you see before you even get to see the doctor. So like I feel like that's why they're like you say, they're more holistic approach than doctors, because they know what it is to work with patients. Yeah. So NP, I think that's what I would do. If not a PA, but who knows? Because I think my goal would be NP for sure.
And NP, what department?
I don't know. I do know, but like nursing, I want to be labor and delivery or OBGYN. Something with women or babies. But for NP, maybe OBGYN, or I work in endocrinology right now, so maybe endo, since I'm already, familiar with stuff that's similar. But yeah, or maybe peds, but I'll think about it because I don't know. Because I love kids, but I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's so funny.
But if you were an NP and we were I can't even say it. Urology, what exactly do they do?
Well, endocrinology, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she basically sees patients, and she can still prescribe medications, and still she gives you more of a like you said, holistic approach, because she's more focused on diet and like lifestyle changes rather than medication. She still goes in more with medication, but I feel like that's her last resort. So yeah. Dude, okay, I was gonna say you're not recording. Hi.
Okay, so one of the last things I want to ask you is like, what advice you would give to another student?
Flashcards. Like a student who wants to go into medical assisting? Yeah?
Or like anything?
Yeah. Well, I think if you're going into medical assisting, then use a lot of flashcards, because I feel like before medical assisting, I didn't know how much flashcards saved my life. So if you're going into the medical assisting program, flashcards, and then just like in general, to start like a medical field career, I think would just be like, don't be afraid of what other people tell you, because I know like when I was taking anatomy and microbiology and all that, like people would tell me like it's so hard, like you have to focus and like you'll have no life, but I feel like I did fine. Like I don't know, like I feel like don't go based off of other people's experience. Like I know like a lot of people that I know didn't pass anatomy even though they took it twice, but for me it was pretty easy. So don't be discouraged because you hear like horror stories about certain prereqs that you'll need to be like a medical assistant, a nurse practitioner, doctor. Just experience it by your own experience. Like you yourself go out there and experience it basically, and give it your all, and that's all we can do. Just go with the flow. That's my motto for this whole year.
I know she's been telling me that the whole day.
Yeah.
Go with the flow. Oh, well, and for anatomy, what happened with anatomy? Because you said that you were gonna go see like corpses.
I did. Girl, I
How
almost
did that
fainted.
go?
So I had heard in school that we did have a real cadaver. Is he okay? That we did have a real cadaver, but I never believed it until I fucking saw it. And I was like, the first day that we had the introduction to the cadavers, literally my teacher, my professor was really, really good. She was really understanding, so she was like, I know a lot of you are probably scared because this is something new, but she's like, as long as you can start off by just doing the introduction, which basically just meant going in and at least just being able to withstand the being in the room with the cadaver. She's like, that's the first step, and then the second time it'll be easier, and then you'll just keep going from there. So yeah, the first day all I did is literally just stand there. I didn't do anything but stand there, walk. And that first day she just showed us how to open there's just I don't know how to call it. There's this thing where the cadaver was at that you have to open and close. Okay. I don't know what it's called. I don't know, but like she showed us basically how to just open and close that thing. It was metal.
Just like a storage thing, right?
Yeah, where they store them. So we just had to learn how to open and close that. That was the first day, and then I was really nervous, and we have to wear masks and goggles and all these things. I felt like I couldn't breathe already because I was so nervous going in there, but even putting that on, the mask is so thick because it's an N95 mask. It's so thick, so I felt like I was like hyperventilating in there. At first I was like, fuck, like, I felt like I was gonna faint. Like I was literally...
smell so much, or why?
It is, yeah, because of the smell. Because there's like this chemicals that you're not supposed to smell, so that's what we put on the mask.
Then how come like in movies like we're fucking wearing masks? Just going nah.
Yeah, and then I literally did feel like I was gonna faint because I was breathing hella hard, and like I remember there was like a little how do you call it?
Counter?
Yes, a little counter in the back with books and stuff. I just remember like holding on to that, like while facing them, looking at what the teacher was doing, and I was literally I think like about to pass out. If I wouldn't have like mentally pep talked myself into you can do this, I think I would have passed out because it was so scary. That was like my first time being in there with like a cadaver. I'm not really good with, I don't know, that type of stuff.
And did you guys like dissect it?
Yes. And then like the second day, like I said, she was right. We got more comfortable, and then by the end of anatomy, we were all up in the cadaver. Literally, my hands, all of this. We would put gloves and stuff, and we'll put like a you know, you said you had a chemistry thing? A lab coat. Yeah. And like we got to touch the heart, the lungs, the what is it called? Stomach, everything, nerves, everything. The only thing that it has the covered from here up is covered. Oh really? Like in the bag, like you can't see anything. Oh. Literally, you can only see from this all the way down. You could see boobs, everything. The penis. We got to slice the penis. It's literally all muscle. It was so weird. Like yeah, you can like cut it and you can tell your boyfriend like, oh my god, I know how to slice. Yes. So don't play. Yeah, and then we got to cause that cadaver was already all dissected. There wasn't much we could do because pretty much it was already kind of torn apart. So we didn't really dissect that as much, but we got a new one, and that one we got to dissect like from out in, like how to dissect like literally the skin, how to remove the skin, the fat tissue, and going deeper and deeper.
So when they get like cadavers, like why, like do they sign up like, oh yeah, when I die I want to be like in science experiment?
This one comes from the cadavers. There's a program at UCSF that they basically donate cadavers to like colleges, community colleges, or they pay for it. I don't know. There's like a program. But yeah, I thought that like the cadavers were like medical people because you would think that they would want to donate their body for future medical research. But one of them was a teacher, and the other one was just a regular person.
Do they get paid?
I don't know.
I would think so.
I don't know.
Oh, sign up.
I don't think I would do that to myself. Yeah. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. Who knows? Maybe in the future my mindset will change. But for now, I don't think I'll donate my thing. No,
That's scary.
yeah, it was pretty scary. But yeah, at the end I was comfortable. I think it was pretty cool to get to see everything, like the kidneys. Oh my god, and like you can see the spine and everything. Oh my god, it's pretty intense, but I loved it. Yeah, I would recommend it.
So I feel like those are all the questions I have for you, unless you want to explain something else or like.
No, but I do want to urge our fellow Latinos to join medical careers, because I feel like in a lot of places that I go to, like even at work, there's not as much people that I can relate to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ethnicities except Latinos. And like all the doctors there are literally, I could count on my hand one doctor that I know in the whole building that's Latino.
Oh my god.
So far.
That's crazy.
But I don't know, there's more, but so far that I know, she used to be my primary care, but then I switched over here to closer to home. She was the only she was like Mexican.
Oh really?
Yeah, like she was from Mexican parents, and she said she was raised in Mexico for a while. Yeah. Oh. And then I was like, that's so cool, because I've never really seen like a Mexican or Latino doctor.
I don't think I ever had them.
Yes, like literally, like my doctor's chinita, and like my sister's doctors are chinitas. Like there's literally no one that's really like Latino.
Yeah. So Wendy was my friend who was convincing me to have a YouTube, and because of her I have one. And she also has a YouTube channel, so I'll like link it down here or in the bio so you can follow her. She has a lot of videos and a lot of subscribers, so go follow her.
Girl, a lot of subscribers. Like 100. So yeah.
So yeah, sorry, I feel like we were hella chismeando because we haven't seen each other
in forever, like since Luna's little thing. But it was,
yeah, her first birthday she came over. So yeah, I've been knowing her since 6th grade, and then middle school we didn't have any classes, so we kind of like broke off in a way.
I don't remember.
And she's like a gangster, guys. She used to get into fights, so
it's so funny because like we were talking earlier, and she was telling me about like parts she remembers, but I really have no idea what she's talking about. And then like I was telling her some stuff that I remember, and she doesn't remember. So I think it's just really funny how like everybody kind of like captures like certain things differently. Yeah. Like you remember stuff that I don't remember, and I remember stuff you don't remember. I think that's really funny. But yeah, I think I remember seeing you when I would go over to your high school. I remember seeing you once. Yeah, but other than that, after middle school, I blinked out. I don't remember much of like you. Yeah, or like anybody actually from what is it called? What is it called? Elementary. Yeah, from elementary. I don't really remember a lot of people.
We went to
pretty sad.
I know.
Yeah. I think because everybody went to different schools and stuff.
Yeah, we went to different schools. Right across from each other, but still like once you go to different schools, it's like different.
I know. Yeah, it's really
like different friends. But it's so funny because we were just saying like, wow, like you knew that person and I knew that person, and it's
like even though we moved on, we still kind of like somehow knew the same people, even though we didn't know about it ourselves.
It's weird. It's like, how the fuck do you know?
Because I'm not as wrong.
But yeah, we started talking more when I was in college. She would be like, oh my god, I wish I was...
Did you request me? Did I request you on Instagram? I don't even remember. I really don't. How the hell did you find me? Or how did I find you?
I don't know. We're like common friends. Like I feel like every time I want to like make an Instagram or social media, I want to like look up old friends. So I think maybe I did, and I was trying to...
Because I know that like
old friends.
For myself, like my social media name is really different from my professional name. And I want to keep it like that because, you know, online I'm a gangster. At work I'm professional as fuck. So, like, I use my mom's last name for social media, and like my actual legal name I use for everything legal. Because I'm not trying to get cut up, you know. No, I'm just
true?
kidding.
Is that true?
I don't know, but like I know that I heard for interviews, like when you're applying to a job, they like literally go deep in there.
What if they find on fucking YouTube?
Imagine! Oh my god! See, that's why I do like separate names. They will never find me.
Oh my god.
Marlene, what the